Our next speaker, I've only known this gentleman for, I would say, we connected in October, and that's because I was reaching out asking for volunteers for a conference, and he jumped right in, and I really appreciate it. I've seen a lot of his work, so I know he's very creative, so thank you for that. I enjoy this young man. I've heard him speak once before at a speech contest. Another piece, another aspect of Toastmasters that you will learn about. But I would like to bring up this gentleman who's very subdued, very sure of himself, and very punctual as well. I would like to bring up Dr. Mansur Hasib. And before I move, I would like to let you know his title speech is Toastmasters for Career Success. It is 8 to 10 minutes. He will get green at 8, 9 he will get the yellow, and at 10 he will get the red card. Again, Dr. Mansur Hasib, Toastmasters for Career Success.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you a very simple way to understand success. And that is the introduction of what is called the T personality. If you can develop a T personality, you have the recipe for success. So let's talk about what that is and how Toastmasters can help us develop that T personality. There are essentially 3 elements of success. I know Antoine talked about the 2 C's, but the 2 C's are subsumed within the 3 elements that I'm talking about. First, you have to have a domain expertise, an expertise in something that you can sell. That's something of value that somebody will pay for. Because if you don't have that, then that's the first thing you have to develop, whether it's through schooling or training, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter what it is, but you have to have something that people are willing to pay for. That's the first thing. Second thing is the value of that expertise, right? Because the value is not what you think. The value depends on what other people think. And it's all about perception. And it is your job to make sure that whatever it is that you're selling can be perceived to have high value in the eye of the beholder. And that is where the third thing comes in, which is your ability to apply and sell your expertise in a variety of situations. So what I have really described is the stem of the T, which is the expertise, and then the head of the T, which is your ability to apply that in a variety of situations, impart value to it, and essentially get more value for whatever it is that you're selling. It's all about perception. You don't have to be very good either. You can be a neophyte and you can still get great value from your expertise. I'll give you a very simple story about that, being a neophyte. I had never sold a home in my life, but I became a real estate agent in 2001 because I wanted to risk manage my career and have an alternate source of income. When I made the presentation for the client, I basically said one thing. I said, I will be the best real estate agent you will ever experience, that's past, present, and future. Notice that I wasn't saying I'm the best real estate agent in the world. What I'm saying is that I am the best agent you will ever experience. Now, isn't that something that is 100% in my control? Yes. So even today, I'm a professor, I'm a teacher. What do I tell my students? I will be the best professor you will ever experience in your life. And I live up to that. That reputation enhances the value. The word of mouth enhances the value. You would not believe how many opportunities I get just from my massive network of supporters. the opportunity to speak at major conferences and things like that. That would never have happened if I had not developed that head of the team. The stem is easy enough. Everybody has the stem. You know what your expertise is, but it is that head that you need to develop. And that is where Toastmasters comes in. So let me share my story of Toastmasters. I first joined Toastmasters in 1991. I was the nuclear power plant. They were meeting at noon over lunch. I didn't know what it was. But I went through the grind of the counters. What did that do to me? Eliminated my ooh, you knows from my speeches. Think about that as a professional singer learning to stay in tune throughout a performance. Would anyone pay to hear a professional singer who's going off tune every line? So, if you want to be paid for the quality of your work, you have to get rid of all those off-tune things. So that's one of the first things that I did. The second thing is interacting with a variety of people. Oh my God. Everybody from every discipline. I was in information technology, but everybody from every other discipline was in that group. And if you look around in this room, I bet you there probably aren't more than 2 people in the same discipline. So this ability to interact with a variety of people is a key skill for success. Then, listening. You heard about being counted. Somebody's doing the grammar checking. Well, that requires a lot of listening skills. And in every meeting, we take a different role, and we learn to listen. And if we never listen to other people, we will never understand them. And sometimes, even what we hear isn't what is said. So, clarification of the communication is often very important also. So feedback skills are also very important. How do I know I'm any good? How do I improve? And is it within a safe, friendly, supportive environment? That is also very important, because you don't want to go into a situation where your ego is crushed all the time and you're a neophyte and your ego is being crushed every moment. That's no good. You want to be in a supportive environment. So that's what happens. We learn how to give feedback in a constructive, supportive way. And that is one of the things that I learned very early in my life. Well, guess what it did to me as a leader and a supervisor? It helped me give that level of constructive feedback to all the people that I was supervising. And basically, what I did was change the whole role of a supervisor and employee into the role of a mentor and mentee. I basically did not allow anybody to call me boss or supervisor or anything like that. I said, my job is to make you successful. And that is the job of every Toastmaster, is to make all the other Toastmasters in your group successful by providing a supportive environment, constructive feedback, looking out for opportunities, and all these things. Also, problem solving. How many times do we come into a situation and somebody doesn't show up, or there's a problem that we need to solve? Well, guess what? That's another thing that Toastmasters does. Cynthia also talked about leadership skills. Well, you often get a role that you've never done before. I'm the VP of Public Relations. I had never done something like that before. I volunteered to do the public relations for the conference. I'd never done that before, but guess what? There's a whole bunch of people that are mentoring me, supporting me, and I'm growing and I'm learning. Then table topics. Learning to speak on the cuff on any topic. Toastmasters is a great environment for that, because it doesn't matter what discipline you are, you will get questions on the spot, and you're going to need to learn to think on your feet and be pretty lucid and value driven when you speak. Because when you speak, everything you speak has to convey value and meaning and understanding. And you also have to develop the marketing skills. You see, the ability to market your message. That is very important. And so during my tenure at Toastmasters, now that I rejoined, I have had the ability to participate in a July 4th parade. Never did that before. And guess what? As I was doing the parade, all these members of the community were all there waving, and I was shaking hands. I met some neighbors. It was just amazing. I participated in a volunteer for the police forces people. And again, I met people that I normally would never have met. Pretty amazing. And now in my roles for public relations, I am learning a lot there in terms of what Toastmasters and this ability to develop the T has done is basically has made me an award-winning, globally award-winning keynote speaker and author, and pretty successful. And I sincerely thank Toastmasters for giving me that great start in my journey. Thank you very much.
We'll be evaluating Mansur Hasib's speech.
Thank you. So Dr. Mansur, his speech was Toastmasters for Career Success. I myself did this speech, and I wanted to see how closely we were or how far different we were. I think we did the same job, which was phenomenal. Really good. The reason I say you were phenomenal is because you came and you gave us enough in a title to draw us in. Toastmaster Career Success. One go, can you have success with Toastmasters? That leaves you with a question. Why you didn't open up with a question? You opened up with many avenues of where we can go listening to your speech. Let me take you back. You brought us to the T personality. Many of us was like, there's a T personality? Didn't leave us there. You explained to us what that personality was. You gave us 3 elements. You gave us the domain expertise, what people will pay for. Bang, we are the actual domain we're selling. Value of the expertise, what people think of you. How do people value your opinion and your comments and feedbacks? And lastly, learn how to sell and apply your expertise in various situations, not just one, not just in some, but be versatile. You don't have to be a jack of all trades. You just have to know enough to get by. Then you took us to how you joined Toastmasters and what it did for you. Back in 1991, you said you went to a room and you didn't know anyone. And from there, you learned to do some things like sell yourself, develop yourself, network yourself, listen to others, clarify communication, learning the one golden rule of rules, what you may say is not what others may hear, and what they hear may not be what you say. Don't take it personal. And always remember that you're always in a safe, friendly, supportive environment. Here, you took the change of being a coach. Instead of being a manager, that's what we try to do now. We teach people to coach instead of manage. Back in the day, you decided that you was gonna be that first person to be a coach and allow your employees to not only get the expertise, but feel safe in asking questions. You allowed them to have the ability to come back and say, I messed up, how do we correct? And always, you're never alone. So as that, I would like to say you've done a phenomenal job, like I did.
Thank you.
Secondly, I would like to tell you, you used the stage really well. You gave phenomenal eye contact, and you drew the crowd in the whole time. Not only did you have some people here to support you, but you had others who were just drawn to your speech and was like wondering, what is next, what is next? At the end of your speech, I feel like not only did I learn some ingredients to be successful, but I learned not only can I build my career with Toastmasters, I can also build some self-growth. Based on your comments and your conversation and your feedback, I thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much.